Uppers.
Yeah, man.
Upper. That looks annoying as fuck.
That looks like it'd be fun if you could drink on it.
What? You have to pedal your way.
Nick, you want to do a clap? Everybody point their cameras at Nick. Beep, beep. So yeah, he was participating. Well, that was the Eastern State Penitentiary. We'll meet you guys. I'm doing a closeout. You guys want to be a part of it?
Yeah.
That was the Eastern State Penitentiary. We'll see you guys at the City Tavern in the Hill Psych House. Bye. Ooh. Hey there, welcome back, viewers. We're here in the middle of Philadelphia, near Society Hill. In fact, there's Society Hill. We're going to, if you don't know, Society Hill is like fancy apartments. It's like the craziest nice apartments that you can get other than Rittenhouse Square. It's where all the baseball players live. We're heading to the City Tavern, and then we're going to walk from the City Tavern to the Physick House. These are two haunted places in Philadelphia. The City Tavern has been made into a restaurant. They don't really do anything with the paranormal side of their stuff, but there's a lot of paranormal to it. You know, so I think like a larger production could probably rent out the place, but we figured we'd just be obtrusive filming inside there, so we're just gonna stop outside, show you what the place looks like. We're gonna stop outside the other side of the street apparently, because there's construction going on. So this is the City Tavern, part of it, and it's a little under construction for the front entrance right now. But it's supposedly Philadelphia's oldest known tavern. Now, notice I didn't say, you know, I said Philadelphia because we're going to the oldest known tavern at the end of the trip, which is the King George Inn. But this is basically...
It's a squirrel. This is a cool little...
The lore behind this is that, you know, it's one of the oldest, it's the oldest tavern in Philadelphia, and it's got a lot of, you know, hauntings basically from, you know, Revolutionary and Civil War ghosts because it's so old. And I think that's kind of cheesy sometimes because it's like, it's kind of a cop-out. And we actually got a little plaque right here.
Them cobblestones, though.
The City Tavern was erected at a great expense, voluntary subscription, in 1774. Pop quiz. When did America get its independence?
1776.
Haha! So it's even older than America. I guess that's why it's not like the Philadelphia Tavern.
Isn't the King George Tavern older?
The King George Tavern is in fact older. And I was just saying that to our viewers that at the end of the trip we're going to King George II Inn in Bristol, PA, which is really close to our hometown. And that is the oldest known tavern. And that they're an actual just bar and hotel and restaurant. Oh, I'm sorry, man. The lady is like following us around. Yeah, obviously.
Yo, I'm so
But I thought I'd show you guys all the angles that exist. It's a very beautiful place. As far as I understand, free and open to anybody. Please see our host for seating. But here's another quick tidbit I'll tell you guys about this place. Not only is it somewhat haunted, and that's attractive, but this place, I have been here before with my uncle, and that's how I knew about it. Maddie. The chef makes everything just as they would back in the old days. Like, his kitchen uses a lot of old style cooking methods, and he makes dishes that they would have had back then even.
Did you say it's the original kitchen?
No. I don't think it's the original kitchen. And I'm sure that to some end, for mass production reasons, he probably uses a lot of today's equipment, but he tries to the best of his ability to use old stuff. Walk in, and casual attire welcome. It's
Tarek
still...
was pitching a fit because none of us wanted to dress up to walk around Philly because he was saying that we had to dress up to go here.
Well, because we dressed up when we went, and everybody there was dressed up. And they have a heart player, Maddie. Any restaurant with a heart player, you gotta be fancy as fuck.
Casual attire welcome.
Maybe they changed the rules since you were here last.
Well...
Maybe nobody wants to dress up to walk around Philly because there's no parking lot.
If
You're
they
definitely gonna walk from
just
somewhere.
had like a bar or somewhere we could sit down and get like a quick snack and a drink, sure, but like I'm not paying $30 for dinner. Just for dinner, not even like the drinks and the like
I mean, we can
extras.
each pay for ourselves.
But still. Written
Someone just
with
almost
passive
fell on me,
interference.
so I got scared.
It's a leaf.
I didn't know.
Was it a ghost, Devon?
No,
Was
I
it a
thought it was
ghost?
bird poop.
No.
I'd let you know if it was a ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
But it's a very cool place. 3 floors tall. A great restaurant. You guys should go out and support it sometime. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. For the price, it's worth it. Alright, so spookometer. Not very spooky. I had to say, from my own experience being in there, I didn't even know it was haunted before when I was in it.
It's
So
supposed
like,
to be
it can't be all
haunted,
that
and there
scary.
are places, if you're allowed to go and look around, that they have a whole bunch of stuff that has happened here.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of research on it online.
On the City Tavern? And they had tours?
I don't think they had tours, but like they had pictures of like, oh, this is something spooky that happened, and like stuff like that. Yo, is that a Pixar? Or nope, it says park. Thought it was next.
What?
Thought that was a Pixar like mural, but it's
Oh. Alright, so we're gonna walk on over to the Hill Psychic Physick
It's Physick House.
Physick House.
It's like PSYSIC.
Nick, did you ever figure out why your camera filmed differently last time?
Because he fucked with it.
On our test shoot that may or may not ever be released, Nick's camera
Squirrels.
filmed at like a warmer temperature than everybody's else.
Because
He had like a lot more red tones. Yeah.
Squirrel.
Hey, come here. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Oh my god, I'm so close to it. Come here.
Devin, the bird, now the squirrel. Like, is this gonna be a thing we need to watch with
I
you?
wasn't allowed to do these things when I was younger. I was already here and you made me walk back up on the curb.
Established 1773. Fine.
Yeah,
Food, wine,
some
and drink.
scenic shots.
And
Derek,
it's
you want to read that sign again? Because that's not what it said.
food, fine, food and drink. You know, that's kind of disappointing though, because it's a tavern. It should have a bar. It's a tavern. Because Maddie seemed to think that we saw a sign that said Physick House this way. So we're gonna go confirm whether or not that's the truth. And if not, we're gonna GPS that shit and just walk it instead of drive. Because it's no more than 3 blocks away. Yet again, this is one that we can't get into. We could, there's tours daily. Didn't fit into the schedule. But like I said at the penitentiary, all this stuff here in Philly. Left? Okay. Like I said at the Eastern Penitentiary, like, since all the stuff is here in Philly, we can come back and do it anytime. All the rest of this trip is going to be a lot more hardcore, intensive, spooks and scares. But this is kind of like the first day. What? Yo, fucking Maddie, it's Monopoly. It's St. James Place. Do you think it's the real one, or is it just like based off of the actual?
Why would
Isn't
this be a monopoly?
because St. James Place
Well-
is a stop in Monopoly.
Isn't like all of
In the
it based
game.
in Pennsylvania?
Now,
Because there's the Reading Railroad.
No, I think
Hill.
St. James is in regard to the place, someplace in the Bahamas, or is that St. John's? It's one or two of the same. One might be based off the other. But Monopoly.
Where are we at?
Left! Left! Left!
Why are you leading?
Like, fuck, look at the signs! They're right there!
Signs are for pussies.
Puppy.
This is a long green light.
That?
Here we are. Only got here because of me.
Here we are. The Physick house. That's how you pronounce that, right?
Physick.
Physick. Built in 1786 by Henry Hill, a prominent patriot and wine merchant, this federal house is the last remaining of only 3 freestanding mansions built in the neighborhood in the 18th century. And it's all part of, we wanted to go to Grumblethorpe, and maybe we will someday, but
Past the Powell House,
they only had like
guys.
tours every second Sunday of the month or some shit.
We passed that. This one's really hard to get timed for, and we're at this one.
We passed which one?
The Powell House.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Why'd you
You know,
point it
if
out?
you paid attention to your fucking surroundings.
Oh.
I did.
So
Mr.
who is
Sign
Mr.
Giver.
Henry Hill? Or Dr. Physick saw patients at this house each afternoon between 2 and 3 p.m. Wow. That's a doctor for you, only having a 1 hour window. Everybody get in here. You're sick, you're dying of leprosy, you have trench foot, and I don't even want to look at you. All right, my hour's over.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all you need. His patients included Dolly Madison, Andrew Jackson, and John Marshall. I know 2 of those names. So it's the city of brotherly love, and we all know that's a contradiction.
What are you complaining about?
It's only that if you're an idiot.
I suppose his ghost could haunt the house, and like he had patients here, so maybe some of his patients died.
Oh, there's like a bunch of stuff. Oh, Papa. There's
What's
like
some of the stuff, Maddie?
There's a bunch of like ghosts and stuff. Like everybody, like whenever you search like the different houses, they're like, oh, I saw like this happen while I was there, and I saw that happen while I was there, and like stuff like that.
But can it actually be predicated on people dying there? Because I guess the idea is that when you die in a place, you can then haunt it. But can your ghost really return?
He was only here from 1815 to 1837.
Oh, okay.
I tried to say 3
So
times.
he died
Such a
somewhere
good color.
else. So his ghost couldn't haunt this place.
Nick,
Why
you're
would
gonna
you
break
know?
it. It's historic.
You could.
Can't hold our.
It just depends on what you're attached to. Is what your ghost haunts. It doesn't matter if it's where you died.
Is that supernatural rules?
No, but like it could be where you died, but it could also be like an item or a location. and
Yeah. So like even if he didn't die here, he could technically be tethered to the house. Is the specific term.
All right.
Then
Spookometer.
back to the car. I mean, we didn't get to go inside, so I don't think we should judge it.
2.
2.
You
Is
said
that the one you
last
gave
time.
the Eastern
Yeah.
State?
Yes.
This is on the level of the Eastern State.
Yeah.
I'd give the Eastern State like a 4.
Eastern State gets like a solid like 4 to 5. Just
I
on
want a head
appearances.
cam, but nobody
If we
listens
could go
to
at
me.
night, it'd go a lot later.
Yeah, I have a strap if you want to do that.
Maybe. Because I don't want to hold
The
out
camera.
like this. Unless I
But
get your
only if you
little
had a
selfie
stick that made it easier.
Yeah, that was like this fucking long.
And
Like,
you remember I have the feet. You could like put it down every time you didn't want to hold it when we stopped somewhere. That's why
But
I
it's
got
long,
them.
and I don't. Like, the feet make it even longer.
Can
That's
you
why
go in the back of
I
this?
would.
Is there like a park back here? Let's do what we do best, Nick. Adventure. No, this looks like it's like the private entrance for the.
Are we breaking and entering?
Oh, no, I was just taking a look. Somebody's working on the roof, I think. But there might be some kind of park behind it. Oh,
Danny.
this is children's park.
Breakfast
Adults with cameras do not mix with children. All right, so to summarize, 4.5 to 5 for the Eastern State Penitentiary because it was daytime and all the spooky ghosts were hiding. And we're going to give a 2 to the City Tavern and 2 to the Hillside Steakhouse because I think that's pretty much the lowest we're going to go. It's definitely got ghosts because people died there, but you know, we didn't feel any intensive spooks. That's all we're going to do for today. Tonight we're going to see It by Stephen King in theaters, kind of psych ourselves up for the rest of the trip. And then after we stop at our hotel, we will tomorrow morning be taking off into the wild green yonder and go to some really spooky places and places we've never been before. But until tomorrow, we'll see you then. Bye. Want to say bye?